Hi everyone, hope you're all okay. So this week we are going to be starting with the book The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, and we're going to be using this book to base all our work around what the book is about. Now, as part of your activity for the Zoom In this week, we want you to read through the book or watch the video or use the PowerPoint and think about one of the characters. What we want you to do is write down any of the character traits or the things that you've learnt about the character. Then you can start to think about writing a character description. And I'm going to show you how to do this today. So what I'm going to do is look at the character of the boy in the book. And I've already read the book, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to write a character description using the information from the text. I'm going to start by showing you the traits that I found, and then I'm going to show you the text from the book that supports the trait that I have decided. Then hopefully you'll be able to do the same with one of the other characters or the boy yourself. Now in my video I've only gone up to the part where the fox is introduced because we thought it'd be really good for me to show you up to a certain point and then you can do the rest. So what I've done to start with is I've made a spider diagram with the boy in the middle. And then off the spider diagram, I've done all the different traits that I feel like the boy possesses from that up to that point in the story. So we have got, I feel like he's bored, but he doesn't really want to do the wrong thing. Okay, and I'm going to show you more about why I think that later on. I think he's curious and keen to learn. I think he's scared and a little bit lonely. I think he's adventurous and courageous. And finally, I think he's thoughtful and caring. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to print some pictures off of the book and I'm going to stick them around my spider diagram so you can see what information from the text links to what I feel about the boy. So I'm going to start with the boy being curious and keen to learn, and I feel like this is really obvious through all the questions he asks. So we've got a few examples here when he says, "What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you think success is?" asks the boy. But he asks so many questions all the way through the story, and it's so obvious that that suggests he's quite curious to know what other people think, or he just wants to learn more about different aspects of life. Moving on to being scared and lonely, and I think the main part of the story right at the beginning is the picture of the boy and the mole where he just says hello, and that makes me think that he just wants to make a new friend and that he is lonely. Now the other quote that I've put, the information, says, "Imagine how we would feel, how we would be if we were less afraid." So that's a quote from the boy, which again suggests to me that he's quite scared of things, and he's seeking reassurance from these animals because he's on his own. So now moving on to being thoughtful and caring, and I think all the characters in the story are thoughtful and caring, but it shows mainly in the boy when he says, "Isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside." And also when the mole, they're walking through that marsh and the mole falls in, he shouts straight away, "Be careful not to fall." So it just shows he has that care inside. Now the whole story is about an adventure of these friends that hadn't met before and now have. And I think it's really nice that the boy says, "What is that over there?" Again, he's questioning, he wants to find out more, he's keen and he's curious to go further. But that is the start of the adventure when they start to meet other people. So I think he's adventurous because of that, and courageous and brave because you've got to be able to go and experience an adventure with people and animals that you don't know. And finally, I did initially say I thought the boy felt bored and doesn't want to get things wrong. And I think that shows when he says, "What do you think is the biggest waste of time?" Again, he's asking a question. He wants to make sure that he doesn't do something wrong to waste his time. He wants to live life to the full, and he's seeking that advice and help from the mole. Okay, so once you've done your diagram, your spider diagram, and you've got all the character traits and a little bit of information on each one from the text, you can start to write your character description about the character you've chosen. Now we only want a paragraph. I'll show you mine. It really isn't that long. I'm going to read it so you've got a bit of an idea of what your paragraph should sound like. The boy from the story comes across as a lonely and scared little boy. This is shown well through the first image of him sat saying hello to the mole. Here he wants to make a new friend. The boy is also curious and keen to learn from his new friends. This is obvious because of the number of questions he asks all the time, like what do you want to be when you grow up? He asks so many questions and these lead to an adventure with his new friends. I feel like the boy is adventurous and brave and courageous because of this. Finally, the boy is thoughtful, like all the characters in the story, and he shows this through his words and his actions, like be careful not to fall. So, short and simple, a little paragraph about your character and what the traits that you think they show, and backing it up with evidence from the story. Hopefully you'll be able to see that my paragraph links back to the different parts of my spider diagram and the information I found from the text. Hope you're enjoying this book because it is a really lovely book and we're really excited to finish the school year with an exceptional book and thinking more about our actions and traits ourselves. Have a fantastic week and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye!